Sweden decided to play the look. Well, let me tell you, they never looked back. All 5 of their North American singles have reached the top 5 on the charts, and 2 of them went all the way to #1. Pierre and Marie are really level-headed about their success, but they're definitely enjoying the joyride.
You fool, I love you. Come on, join the joyride.
Sweden's Roxette has been on a joyride of success that continues with their freewheeling new video and single from their album, Joyride. Their route to success was not through the normal channels.
When it happened for us, it wasn't through a record company, it was through a radio station. Started playing The Look in Minneapolis. And
you know, I think it is. All the success that we have had is just like what you said. I mean, it's because we don't sound American enough.
We have our own sound.
Yeah.
When you hear 10 songs in a row on the radio and a Roxette song is in the middle, you remember the Roxette track, right? Because we don't sound like anyone else.
It's tough breaking into the pop scene when you're from Sweden and everything is dominated by the U.S. and Britain.
It's really hard to get a recording deal, an international recording deal, if you're not from America or England. And it's getting better, you know. Today it's not that unusual to find like more worldwide bands from like Belgium or Sweden or whatever.
She's got the look. She's got the look. She's got the look. She's got the look. What in the world can make a brown-eyed girl sound blue? When everything I'll ever do, I do for you. And I go la 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 la. She's got the look.
Since that first breakthrough from Look, Pierre and Marie have had a smorgasbord of hits spanning a wide range of material. From the dance floor
Hold on tight, you know she's a little bit dangerous.
to the rock and roll jukebox
It must have been love, but it's over now. It must have been
to intense ballads like It Must Have Been Love, an older Swedish hit they revived for the blockbuster movie Pretty Woman.
But it's over now. From the moment we spoke to the time had run out.
We always consider it one of the best songs, so when we got this opportunity to be involved in the soundtrack, we offered them the Something in Love track.
That range is the reason they can boast a wide, diverse spectrum of fans crossing over age groups and continents.
We have a very wide audience. I mean, at home in Sweden, we come from, I mean, when we do shows there, it's from 5 years old to 65 years old.
Wide.
So, and I think it's the same all over the world. I think it's very wide.
Marie and Pierre have a terrific working relationship when it comes to deciding who sings what and how each song should sound.
There's nothing else you can do. I don't know where you're going.
We talk about that a lot. We fool around a lot in the studio, trying different keys, you know, and see what's going to happen. But it's a big advantage for a band like Roxette to have 2 singers, because it never really gets boring because you can, if Marie doing the verse, I can go and doing the bridge, and then she can do the chorus, and I can come back and do a little backing vocals, you know. So it's always something happening vocally, which is nice.
Watching the video for Joyride, you almost feel like you're going over the speed limit and zooming over the California desert yourself. Pierre says shooting it was almost as much fun.
Actually, we were strapped on this Ferrari car, you know, on the hood of this Ferrari. It was a little bit
car
scary.
went very fast.
And they closed the highway and went right
you
there
had
and singing the song.
Try to look cool, and you, I was so scared.
Now that Roxette can boast being Sweden's biggest export along with Volvo cars and herring, you'd expect they'd be national heroes, but those Swedes expect a lot.
People in Sweden say, if you don't go to #1, it's a fiasco, you know, it's a flop. And I mean, that's not the way. It's just because people don't really know how the music business works, and they don't really know how competitive it is. You know, it's really, if you get in the charts in the States, it's fantastic. You know, and if you have a top 10 thing, it's fabulous.
They are very, very proud of us. I mean,
of course.
Now they're going to put us on the stamp.
Yeah, we're going to be stamped.
Per Gessle and Marie Fredriksson got together, they were having marginally successful careers in separate bands as separate singers. But when you consider the success that they've had as Roxette, including 5 hit singles off of one album, you got to figure they're pretty glad that they found each other. It was their second album, titled Look Sharp, that first brought the Swedish duo to the attention of audiences in the United States. But music industry people in Canada were paying attention to Roxette's first album, a point Roxette's Per Gessle remembers fondly.
Canada was actually the first country, the only country outside Sweden who released the first Roxette album back in 1986. Yeah. No, nobody knows about it, but it's true. It was released here in 1986. Pearls of Passion, it was called. So Canada has always has a big piece of our hearts.
Walking like a man, hitting like a hammer, she's a juvenile scam. Never was a quitter, tasted like a raindrop. She's just a look.
Look Sharp's first single, The Look, went all the way to #1 on Billboard's Hot 100 singles chart and led the way for 2 more #1 Billboard singles.
Listen to your heart before you tell him goodbye.
It Must Have Been Love was actually released by Roxette as a Christmas song back in 1987. It's one of their favorites, and when they were approached to do a song on the Pretty Woman soundtrack, they thought of this one right away.
I think we got a slightly different audience with It Must Have Been Love. People who not maybe usually goes in and buy a Roxette record, saw the film and really loved the song and bought the soundtrack or whatever, and opened their ears and eyes for Roxette.
Roxette has a great advantage over groups that have only one vocalist. Since they both do lead vocals, they have the option of trying songs out once with Per's voice and once with Marie's and deciding which they like better.
And I go la 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 la, she's got the look.
Look was written, Per written that song for me to sing. But when I tried to sing it, it sounded so weird, and it was not, but it was perfect for Per's voice.
It must have been
Some songs like It Must Have Been Love was like custom written for Marie. You know, it was like with the key changes and everything in the end. It's really a hard song to sing.
At one time when they were first trying to break into the North American market, Roxette was told that they would have a tough time of it for the simple reason that they did not sound American enough. As their track record clearly indicates, their refusal to compromise and alter their unique sound has worked to their advantage.
Here in Canada and in the States have all these radio formats, and we don't really have that at all in Scandinavia. So when we do an album, we try to collect the best possible songs and do an album. That's it, and see where it fits.
every time you leave the room, I feel fading like a flower.
When you have 10 songs in a row on the radio and a Roxette song is in the middle, you remember the Roxette track, right? Because we don't sound like anyone else.